I love waifus, especially waifu decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! The hype around the mere thought of a new waifu archetype can sometimes whale them to the tier of competitive play. See decks such as Striker, Madolche, and Blue Eyes. Yes, Blue Eyes White Dragon is canonically female. Don't hate the scaly, hate the game. However, some waifu decks never make it that far in the meta due to being just under the cut by a few cards. Dragon Main wasn't viable without Shio or Spheres, Lyrilisk wasn't viable until later last year, and VTubers especially aren't viable in Master Duel because Burst of Destiny wasn't added to the card pool. Or is it? You see, with the absence of approximately one card, the playstyle of Evil Twin goes from an interesting rival-themed tag-out deck that allows you to go +2 off of one card to Abomination Turbo. If you really think about it, this archetype brings out this boss more than its own native archetype of Unchained. However, simps become too powerful when you put a waifu deck in their hands. So let's let them have their fun creating combos in Yu-Gi-Oh! Before we tell them that NASA has discovered Martian pussy. As it stands now in Master Duel, Evil Twin is a very base deck. Based? Based on what, you may ask? Based on VTubers, Persona 5, and Panty and Stocking, to be precise. You think an archetype with such unoriginality would likely have a bad gimmick, and you're half right. While doing the same linear game plan nearly every turn, somehow it fits just fine with the little lore that we have for the deck. Women leading double lives as VTubers by day, and Phantom Thieves by night. They even have their own rival VTuber trying to defame them and steal the show themselves. However, as I mentioned before, that rival is not in Master Duel, likely due to the jealousy of the original lesbians. Those two being Livetwin, Kureiji Ollie, and Gargura. On summon, if it's the only monster on your field, they can tutor out the other one from the deck. They also have a life point based effect on which twin you have on the field. You can't have a deck without starters, and in this deck's case, that's all it is. In fact, there are 3 other cards in the deck alone that search these two out, but we'll cover that later. As for Panty and Stocking, they ain't much on their online form. What they turn into is a little bit more threatening. Evil Twins Kureiji Olivia and Sakamata Chloe are linked 2 monsters that require the same name of the summoned card as material. Each of them summons the other twin from the grave. When Kisi-Kil is summoned with Lil-La on the field, you get to draw a card. When the roles are reversed, Lil-La pops a card on the field. You see, this is why you can't trust women these days. They always be lying about their identities and stealing priceless pieces of art and jewelry. The dynamic duo is meant to support each other on and off the field, and they do just that. Great field clearing and recovery ability means that your resources will never run dry. There's just one tiny problem. The tininess being their minuscule attack. Honestly, good luck clearing games if you just poke them every turn. This problem would be fixed by their Link 4, but Konami rushed this game out faster than an in-and-out drive-thru on cocaine. For a while, the consistency was viewed as problematic. If their normal summon was negated, they were screwed 6 ways from the standby phase. Until they decided to cosplay for the holidays, we got Kisi-Kil Frost and Lil-La Treat. Both work as free bodies when their sister from another mister is present. And while they're in the grave, Kisi-Kil can net you a free draw when your opponent searches, and Lil-La makes a man weak after taking damage. And with that, the deck was finished. That issue was finally solved and done. Except that it wasn't. They still couldn't put up the numbers. That was until the greatest set of 2021 was released and gave us Evil Twin Tsukumo Sana featuring Omaru Polka. A fat 3300 body that can summon back the twins at the same time as quick effects. You can even send a card on your opponent's field by sending an Evil Twin from anywhere to the grave by banishing herself. Kanye West once said that no one man should have all that power. However, they never said anything about women. 5500 potential damage in a single turn is enough to instill fear into an Aromage deck, so you know that this deck will slay, queen. As far as spells and traps go, their only goal is to find the VTubers or find cards that find VTubers. You can consider those spells simps, as they are always looking for bitches. Live Twin Home is a quick play spell that specials a twin from the deck for a discard and locking you into twins for the turn. This gets your engine going or extends it if your enemy decides to cut the contract short on your twins. Rushia, my beloved, where will you go? Live Twin Sunny Snitch doxes the twins by searching out their real faces and burns the opponent more competently than Trickstars. However, contrary to real life, there are in fact women behind these VTubers. And for the final card, no, I won't talk about the field spell or the traps because they are terrible, is Secret Password. This is not the password to their OnlyFans, but the password to getting easy dubs as it searches out your other searchers. As it stands now, Live Twin is kind of shafted in this format. About as shafted as Speedroids are because Konami got lazy and rushed the project out without considering what cards should be in the game. I mean, I know that the format is supposed to be a mix of TCG and OCG, but that doesn't excuse it being almost half a year behind the TCG. For those of you willing to stick it out until the Link 4 arrives, you're a powerful individual that would rather not come within 100 feet and without a stick of deodorant at the ready. Huge shout out to my buddy Josephus, who has just a few more brain cells than I do. He's got a Twitch and hasn't played Master Duel yet, so if you bother him enough, I'm sure he'd be willing to oblige. Friend code will be at the end of the video, and the deck list will be in the description. He was kind enough to share the inner machinations of his mind through these duels, which I can only describe as an enigma. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like the garbage that you view as a result of me being on your screen. I'll see you in the next one.